Hello, and welcome to the TheGreenlight.rocks Podcast. We are doing a video game review now. I am your host, Gatsby, and with me is Z Yogurt Assassin and 8 with a Gun. These are all our Xbox Live gamer tags, so that's the only thing we'll ever be doing video game reviews on, is the Xbox Live. And right now we're doing Star Wars Battlefront. I have found it pretty enjoyable. I haven't played very often, though, like maybe half a dozen matches. But I have with me somewhat of an expert in Z Yogurt Assassin. And right now he's playing, what mode are you playing?
The Fighter Squadron. Squadron. Fighter Squadron, yeah.
Is that better than the regular multiplayer battle mode?
Well, they're all fun to play. It's just like personal preference, though.
And you like flying an X-wing?
Oh yes, I find it very fun.
Now tell me exactly what you like about this game so far.
Almost everything. Well, I don't know. It's
not really an answer.
fine. I like how things can get chaotic a lot. Very chaotic.
How long have you been playing this game? Since Christmas?
Yeah.
Was it a present?
Yeah.
I see. Now, seeing as how this has been everybody's childhood dream for like the last 30-some years, and, you know, you're only 12, I was just wondering, is it been somewhat of a disappointment, or has it met your expectations? Are you satisfied with the game?
I am very satisfied, yes.
You do realize the point of a podcast is to have a conversation that other people can hear and learn something from, yes?
Now I do. Yeah. I'm just gonna, I don't know.
Now, you're playing on the Rebel side right now and flying an X-Wing. Do you think it gives you any advantages over, say, perhaps flying on the Imperial side and flying a TIE Fighter?
I don't know. I'm not going like scientific stuff right now. I'm just like flying and shooting and destroying and yeah.
Before you said you thought the X-Wing was a little OP. Do you still think that this is the case?
I don't know. It could be. It's a possibility. Well, like I said, I'm not going scientific stuff right now. I'm just like trying to kill people.
Have you found the hero token yet?
No. Actually, I did once, but then I died very shortly after picking it up. Like, right away, I just, like, crashed.
Now, when you get a hero token in this game, it turns you into a Millennium Falcon for the Rebel side and Boba Fett's Slave 1 ship for the Imperial side, correct?
Yes. And they're both, like, very, like...
Hard to defeat?
Yes, there we go. And they can destroy lots of thingies. I'm just kidding. Planes, ships, whatever.
Now, do you think, now, in this game, it's not just people that are flying, it's that they have an AI element to it also, to where half the ships, if not more, are computer-controlled flying. Now, do you think that these ships are much easier than the player-controlled, or are they about the same?
They're pretty close, but I would say that they're easier. I mean, you could kind of tell you could kind of tell if they're AI, because if they're AI, they just kind of give up when you're like bring their health down like halfway.
Do you think this takes away from the game for you, or Do you actually look forward to this?
It feels like I succeed when I destroy them. Because, yeah.
I see you finished 4th on your team. That's pretty good for a guy that's only been playing a couple of days. How would you rate your skill in this?
Out of what?
Use whatever system you'd like.
Okay. I think there's a few, right? I'm just gonna do, out of 10 or something like that. I'll say a 4.
So you're disappointed with yourself? You seem to be playing well.
Well, you could get better than that. A lot better than 4th. You could get 1st.
Now that you've been playing multiple multiplayer games where it has different elements to it and everything, like from Destiny to Halo to World of Tanks, that kind of thing, how would you rate this experience? Is this like the best multiplayer you've played so far, or is it not the best but it's the most fun, that kind of thing?
It's fun. Very fun, but
Is it your favorite?
no. It's my second favorite, though.
What's your favorite?
Homefront.
Homefront was a computer game. I know it was on the Xbox 360, but we're talking about Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
And what would come under your Z Yogurt Assassin Xbox Live gamer tag. So how would you rate it then?
I kind of like... I also like the other Battlefield game, like Battlefield 4, you know? But this is Battlefront's also created by Battlefield. Well, so it's like... Yeah,
EA and EA DICE, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like... all my favorite.
You still haven't answered the question.
Okay.
Like, would you rank it your first favorite, your second favorite, that kind of thing?
And we're talking about, those type of games where you
get online and you fight other people. Just like I said, multiplayer battles. Is this your favorite experience, or is there others?
favorite.
Interesting. Is it because it's so varied, or is it just strictly because of the fighter squadron mode?
That's half of it. But I also like all the other game modes, and there's a lot. And, yeah.
Like, I know there's the regular ground battle multiplayer mode, and I've seen you play the co-op mode today with 8 with a gun. And can you tell me about your experience with that?
Fun. It's different because I didn't actually think that you could do split screen until today.
I see. All right, very good. Now, do you think this gives you a realistic portrayal of what it'd be like to fly a TIE fighter?
Well, if you go inside of it, you kind of it kind of looks like it. But it's also very much harder to fly, which is probably like real life. So, but you just have the controller, and you only have to press 4, 5, 6 different buttons, But I bet in the real thing, you'd have to press very multiple stuff. Whatever.
Pindy16. That doesn't sound like a very good gamer tag to me. And if you're listening, I apologize for insulting you, but I think your imagination needs work. 8 with a gun. Come over here and tell me your thoughts.
I could put myself up.
So, you've played this game also, and all the modes that Z Yogurt Assassin has played. Can you tell me your thoughts on this?
I like it.
This coming from a guy who can't stop talking to save his life is probably not what I was looking for. Is your favorite mode the Fighter Squadron mode?
Yes.
Now tell me, what do you think of flying a TIE fighter versus an X-Wing? Do you think there's one that's better than the other?
Maybe. I kind of think that the X-Wing is a little bit better than the TIE fighter.
Is it because it can maneuver better, or the weapons seem to be more powered? What do you think?
Well, I like flying it, and it's smooth, and 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 it's fun to blow people up.
Well, that's good. I guess that's the point of any multiplayer game, really. Do you think this is better than playing a trooper on the ground?
Yes.
I've noticed that ever since you started trying the Fighter Squadron one, you haven't tried much of anything else with the game. Is that true?
Yes.
Is it because this is more fun, or do you just, or is the rest of the game pretty good too?
The rest of the game is pretty good, but I mostly like the Fire Squadron.
Now, would you say your skill was as good as the Yogurt Assassin, or do you think you still need to work on it like he thinks he needs to work on his?
I think I might be a little bit behind him, but I know I could beat him.
I think we can talk at the same time here. You'll just sound like a background voice. I know you. I just noticed you had something to say about that.
No, nothing to say.
You were leaning in.
And I wasn't saying nothing.
You were doing your motions.
What? What motions?
You were doing hand motions.
Like...
Okay, that's fine. What level are you at? Level 12, it seems like, right? Okay, and you have a lot of credits built up. Is that because there's nothing worth buying, or you're just saving them up for something awesome?
There's stuff worth buying, but not really in the Fighter Squadron, like... Because you can't use, like, cards or blasters. It's just the ships that they give you, you know, so... I haven't really bought that much stuff with all my credits yet.
I see. How about you? Have you ate with a gun? Have you bought any stuff with it, or do you not bother either because you're doing the fighting thing and it's not really useful for buying stuff for the fighting?
Well, I tried the one where you're on the ground. I forgot what it's called, but I have bought quite a few guns, but since I played the Fire Squadron, I haven't bought anything since.
Oh, Assassin, the Yogurt Assassin, he's down. We have a Fighter Squadron down. I think he's getting mad. You know the point of a podcast is to talk, right?
Not if you're mad.
Don't do this to me.
Why? I'm just kidding.
Now, the A-Wing is kind of an interesting choice. You think? Do you really think it moves faster than the X-Wing, and the X-Wing's more maneuverable, or what do you think the difference is here?
I actually do think the A-Wing is just a little bit faster. I mean, I think it's actually one of the fastest, you know? Like even faster than the Interceptor on the... the Empire's side. But I don't know if... It doesn't really seem to move as well. I can't really turn that fast.
It's probably due to the lack of wings.
That may be true, actually.
How about you, 8 with a gun? Have you noticed the difference between the ships?
No, not really, but I do think the X-wing moves better than the
A-wing.
yes.
So, when you said that you think the X-wing was a little bit better, do you mean the guns or just maneuverability, like you were just saying?
I don't know, but I think it moves better.
Now, I know you guys are on Christmas break from school. Do you plan on playing a variety of games, or are you going to just play the ones like this?
Probably mostly the Fire Squadron, but when I'm playing with the Yogurt Assassin, we sometimes play different things.
I noticed you were playing FIFA 16 earlier.
Yes.
Do you like that as much as Star Wars Battlefront?
Yes.
I see. Now, I know that there are 2 Xboxes in the home. The primary reason this happened was to play Destiny, and ever since we got the second Xbox, we haven't done it. Now, I think that's probably fine, but we might have to do that. Might have to figure out how to do that with Star Wars Battlefront, maybe, if we're going to get the multiplayer experience online, because that's kind of what the point of the second Xbox was for.
Yeah, but we also played Assassin's Creed Unity, which is really fun together.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I suppose I could see that. Now you play together in the co-op mode and that, not the multiplayer online, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I guess that has been about 17 minutes of talking about the game. So, final thoughts?
I think that everybody should try this game out. It's just fun.
So you think there's nothing to the reports of people complaining about there being a lack of content? Do you think the content for the price has been fair?
Yes, but what exactly is the price?
The original price is $59.99. I think they lowered the price somewhat, but people were complaining about there being a lack of a game. Do you think that's true?
I think that's only true for like those hardcore gamers that just play nonstop. Like almost pretty much all the day. But if you're just like a person who plays like at least 2 hours a day, then I think it's just fine.
Well, you're more than a casual gamer, but you're not a guy that plays 8 to 10 hours a day, so there has to be something. I guess you would just call yourself a gamer, not a hardcore gamer.
I guess.
All right, so what do you think? Do you think there's enough content for the gamer, not the average gamer, because that would include people who barely play it. For the gamer that plays it on a basis of a couple hours a day, do you think there's enough content for the money?
Yes, because there's other games that has even less content for $59 or lower, So I think it's pretty fair, but I'm not the one who pays for it, so.
All right, we're going to have a rating system, 5 green lights, from 0 to 5. You can do 0.5, 1, 3.5. You can do -2. So on a scale of 5 green lights, out of 5 green lights, what would you give the score?
You confuse me.
1 through 5. Or 0 through 5.
A 4.
You would give it 4 green lights out of 5?
Yes.
All right, that's not bad. That's worse than the ratings of some game magazines. So, from
4.5. 4.5 out of 5.
4.5 is your final answer?
Yes. final answer.
All right, how about you, 8 with a gun?
I will give it a 5.
5 green lights out of 5?
Yes.
I think I will give it for what it's worth, for what it's supposed to be doing, for what they were trying to achieve. I think I'll give it a 5 green lights out of 5.
Wait, hold on. What were they trying to achieve?
I think they were just trying to achieve the best Star Wars gaming experience. I don't think they were trying to do a story. I don't think they were trying to do one thing or another. They were trying to give you an overall feel of being in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So based on that, and based on how much fun it is, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 green lights.
I'm gonna give it a 4.75.
All right, and that's it for the video game review section of this podcast. Tune in, and we will be discussing the movie in a little while.
And about you.
Good evening. Welcome back to the TheGreenlight.rocks Podcast. This is Gadsby. I'm here with my sons, Z Yogurt Assassin and 8 with a Gun. And we're here to talk about the Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, the synopsis for this is, in this thrilling continuation of the epic space opera, ex-stormtrooper Finn, scrappy desert dweller Rey, and droid companion BB-8 get caught up in a galactic war when they come across a map containing the whereabouts of the vanished Luke Skywalker. They soon embark on an epic adventure that brings them face-to-face with heroes from the past, as well as new villains such as Kylo Ren and the First Order, a fascist regime that has emerged from the ashes of the old empire. The old cast is back and directed. J.J. Abrams directs the script, and that's about it. So my sons and I went and saw it on December 18th, the day afterwards, in IMAX 3D. Glorious, glorious IMAX 3D. Now, tell me, who wants to talk about it first? Tell me, what did you think of it?
It was great.
Yes. Okay. How were the 3D effects?
I loved it, especially when the Falcon flew around. It was awesome.
Now, for those of you that haven't seen the movie yet, I'd probably tune out right about now because there's probably going to be some spoilers here. So I'll give you a few seconds. All right. And how about, what was your favorite part of the movie?
When the Falcon flew.
So the same answer for both questions. Fantastic. That'll keep people listening. All right, Yogurt. How did you like the 3D effects?
I eat yogurt.
How did you like the 3D effects?
They're pretty good. I mean, like I haven't seen a movie like that for a while. You know, like being able to it seems like I could just reach out and touch it. You know, and there's other 3D movies aren't as good. Like it seems like they amped it up a lot. You know.
Oh, that's for sure. It's Star Wars. They amp up everything Star Wars related.
Yes.
What was your favorite 3D effect?
How about we got... Hold on, this is hard.
You're killing me here.
And everybody else. So wait, hold on. What was your favorite 3D effect?
I'm going to go with your brother's answer and say the Millennium Falcon flying around.
Okay, my favorite part was when the Millennium Falcon was being chased and going through the old ships and stuff.
On Jakku?
Yes.
All right. Now, in relation to the other... For me, in relation to the other 6 Star Wars movies, this one's perfect. I don't think there was a single thing they did wrong with it. The story just seemed to fit so well in relation to every plot aspect that you were wondering about that happened over the last 30 years. Now, I just couldn't. The cast was perfect. Everything was perfect. What do you think?
Yes, but there's one thing that's really, really sad.
Yes, I know, and we'll get to that. But do you think they casted everybody right? Do you think the story flowed along well?
Yes.
How about you, Yogurt Assassin?
Well, it seemed to flow pretty nicely.
Was it boring?
No, I think I was on the edge of my seat about like the whole time. So.
I agree. I still can't grasp quite wholly the scene where Rey grabs the lightsaber and has the flashback. That part is just mind-blowing.
I was pretty like scared at first. You know, I was like, I didn't know what was gonna come up next.
Yeah, no kidding. And then, I tell you, I think my favorite part of the whole movie had to have been the first time Han Solo steps into the cockpit and just kind of sits there and you can see him feeling the seat. It's like, I gotta admit, I cried. I cried like a little schoolgirl. I mean, it was emotional. I've been waiting 30-some years to see that again. And it was like watching a friend or a really loved one, a relative come home and just got to me. How about you, James? I know that you weren't even alive when the last Star Wars came out in 2007.
Yes.
Have you seen all 6 Star Wars movies?
Yes.
Which one was your favorite before this one?
Probably the 3rd, maybe?
Episode 3?
Yeah.
The one where Anakin gets burnt up in the lava?
Like watching people burn? No. We burn with us. You know that.
I don't know.
Okay. What was your favorite Star Wars movie before this one?
I can't really pick a favorite.
They were all that good to you?
No, it's just I can't remember all of them that well.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I have the 2 worst guests in the history of podcasts on, along with the worst host, apparently. So, yeah, my favorite one was the first one I had watched back in 1979. I was 3 years old watching The Empire Strikes Back in the theater. And I still remembered it for several years until it came out on video when I was 9 or 10, when we got the first cable stations in Anchorage. And then I loved the first episodes 1, 2, and 3. I admit, I liked it a lot. Although Jar Jar Binks was slightly annoying, yes, I'll give you that. But he was funny, and he fit what they needed from the movie. And you could see why he was there in episodes 2 and 3.
He was that one funny guy.
He was the one funny guy, and then you could see that he was the one that got duped by Emperor Palpatine into giving him, or Chancellor Palpatine into letting him become Emperor. So you could see why he was there. Episode 3 tied up everything nicely to lead into episode 4. And then, but The Empire Strikes Back was probably my favorite, and then I liked Episode 3, and now Episode 7 is just truly amazing. I was hoping, honestly, I think the one thing that movie lacked was only showing Luke Skywalker for like half a minute. I mean, seriously, of all the stupid things they could have done, they had him just barely be there. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, there's another one-word response from 8 with a Gun.
He's only got one bullet in his fingers. And he reloads slowly.
I mean, honestly, after seeing the way Episode 6 ended, did anybody think that he was going to be... that 30 years later he would be a hermit on some island? I mean, yeah, I get that he was in pain because Ben Kenobi ended up turning to the dark side because he thinks he failed him. And I imagine what he felt like after that look he was giving Rey when she showed up was probably some new inflicted hurt because he felt through the Force that what he considered his wrong actions had killed Han Solo eventually. I mean, if you think about it, he's going to now think he's responsible for Han Solo's death. And I can't imagine what he's going to be feeling. He's going to be a wreck. He's going to be, he hasn't interacted with anybody in almost 30 years. Or not almost 30 years, but in the last 10, 15 years or whatever it's been since Ben Kenobi went away. Or not Ben Kenobi, Ben Solo. I keep saying Kenobi because Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi. But Ben Solo, since he turned to the dark side, so I imagine it's been at least 10 years, probably 15. I don't know. Because he looked like he was in his mid to late 20s, right? Kylo Ren.
I'd say that's about right.
So it's been, let's say 15 years. We'll give him 15 years. And he's like not spoken to a single person. He's been on that island looking like a hermit, getting used to just letting his mind wander from him. So he's going slightly insane. And then he feels through the Force this thing happened to Han Solo that he feels completely responsible for. So that's going to wreck him even further. He probably just got done crying, to be honest with you, when Rey sees him on the island. That was another interesting comment from 8 with a Gun. How about you?
Well, I actually thought that we weren't going to actually see Luke Skywalker for the whole movie. I thought that we were actually going to have to wait till the next movie. But then when we saw him, I was actually like really surprised. But then we only saw him for half a minute. But I was still surprised that we actually got to see him.
I know. And then to see him, yes, you saw him with the robotic hand, but then I almost expected to see more robotics on him, like part of his face turned robotic or a mask on, something that, indicated that something traumatic had happened to him. He's just losing his mind over guilt. He's feeling guilty being a bad uncle, more or less. And then there's rumors that Rey is Luke Skywalker's daughter. And this has started because
Rey Skywalker?
That Rey is Luke Skywalker's daughter. This rumor has started because there's this new Disney Infinity 3.0 that you can get, which really makes me mad because I just bought 2.0 this year. Was it this year?
Yeah.
So that really angers me. But now it's the only way you can play Star Wars. So apparently Kylo Ren says to Rey in the Star Wars part of that Disney Infinity game, it says something about, calls her cousin.
Oh wait, no, I thought that you were talking about Han Solo. Oh, no, Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker.
So Han Solo has a kid with Princess Leia named Ben Solo. He says to Rey in the Disney Infinity game, calls her cousin. Now, how many siblings does Princess Leia have?
1.
Very good. And who is that?
Luke.
Very good. And so that would mean that, according to Disney Infinity, that Rey is...
Luke Skywalker's daughter.
Very good. Excellent. Did you follow all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, 2 words now. We're up to 2. Very good. I know you don't know what to say. Don't do that. All right, so since we all agree that that's definitely a movie we're seeing, we're going to talk about it's made over $1 billion in its first 12 days, and we've only gone to see it once. Should we go see it again?
It's a good movie, but the sad part makes me feeling maybe not want to watch it again.
Yeah, that could be. Because I remember it's probably the saddest scene I've seen in a movie for a really long time. But it didn't all hit me at once. It's kind of like The Road. The Road's such a good movie, but I don't know if I want to see that again, too. So that's a good point.
But you know you love it when you let it go. When you let it go.
Oh, my goodness.
Right?
Let It Go?
No.
From Frozen?
No, it's a different song by these people who I haven't heard from in a while. They're like, when you let it go, you know, it's like, oh well.
No, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
All right.
But I think that we should see it again.
You do?
Just because of all these rumors and stuff, you know? Like, they make me want to watch it again, you know? I'm just like...
If nothing else, just for the scene where Rey handles the lightsaber.
Yeah. Well, you could probably... If you watch that in slow motion, you could probably learn the thing or two, too, you know?
Did you know that they had Ewan McGregor, who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi in the first 3 Star Wars movies, episodes 1, 2, and 3, record new dialogue for that movie?
No.
For the flashback scenes. And then they manipulated Sir Alec Guinness. He's the guy who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in episodes 4, 5, and 6. They manipulated his voice recordings to make him say Rey in part of it, just for that flashback scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty neat, huh?
That's pretty cool. Like, I'll probably pretty much never be able to do something like that, you know.
Don't count yourself out. I'm sure if you get interested in it, you're going to be doing whatever you want. They even had Frank Oz, who plays Yoda, who does the voice of Yoda, record some new lines. But it all happens in that scene, and that scene happens so fast.
Yeah.
That you would, like you said, almost have to watch it in slow motion to learn some new stuff.
And then, but for that, we'd have to wait for, like, the disc to come out.
I know. And it's probably not going to come out for, like, 3 or 4 months. At least. Might even be the middle of summer, or the end of summer, for that matter.
Hey! Guess whose birthdays are on there?
What, you want your own copy? On iTunes.
Why not, right?
Yeah, I'll buy it on iTunes and then tell them it was for your birthday present. But then I'll get to use it too. All right, so this has been our review of Star Wars: Force Awakens. We'll do out of 5 green lights, I give it a 5. Or 4.9. I think it's as close as to a perfect... No, I would probably give it a 6. I would probably say it's the most perfect movie ever and would ever come out. And because Rey is just too perfect of a character. She does absolutely nothing wrong, says absolutely hardly anything wrong. I mean, she just... There's nothing that can stop her. And
They call a character like that something. I forget what it's called.
It's called a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
That's when you write a female character that can do absolutely nothing wrong, and that's what they did with Rey.
Perfect at everything.
And somebody wrote a review saying, "But that's okay." I'm sure it has something to do with it being a.
Like she picks up a blaster, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and fires it right, and then never handles the lightsaber, but wins a battle against a hardened dark side person, and in Kylo Ren, and then she flies every ship she can think of. She can fix anything. She can salvage parts and turn them in. She figures out.
She can keep herself alive too. You know, like on that planet when her family ditched her. That's what you talk about salvaging parts. You know, she kept herself alive.
And we don't even know how old she was when she was ditched. I mean, was she like? She just does everything perfect, and but it's annoying.
You saw that wall, right? It was like those marks on it. So I would say it would be close to a year or over, because I don't know how many marks you could fit on a wall of that size. You know.
I'm pretty sure it was several years. I'm pretty sure she was I would probably say she was probably a 12-year-old girl or something. She probably was so far into it that she probably might not have recognized her parents had they come back.
Yeah.
So that lends credence to the theory, or that lends more of a possibility to the theory that Luke Skywalker is her dad, because she doesn't react like she knows him when she first sees him.
Oh yeah, but.
And he has that giant beard and really messed up hair.
Yeah. I couldn't really recognize him either.
That's interesting. I know, because here, I'll pull up an old picture.
Like on Battlefront, they have him...
Luke.
They have him look like he's from...
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. They have him look like from that, not from the 7th one.
All right. We'll see this.
See, totally different.
Yeah, completely different.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it is 30-some years. Now watch. We'll do...
Force Awakens. Pink.
Holy cow. He totally doesn't look like the same person.
Big difference.
Huge difference. So if it had been 15 years since she's seen this guy, she might not recognize him at all.
Not one good.
So, all right. I think I'll give it 4.9 stars out of 5. Because having a Mary Sue character is kind of lazy storytelling. James, how many green lights out of 5?
Probably 4.5.
4.5?
Yeah. But Rey is a Mary Sue.
Or should we just do thumbs up?
Hold on. No, but the Mary Sue character, Rey, you know, she probably is going to have at least one problem. I mean, like, not being able to excel in the Force or something like that well, you know? There's probably going to be, like, one.
Not excel Force. She didn't know she had the Force until like an hour before she got captured by stormtroopers. And then she's talking the guy into letting her go and giving her his gun.
But she's gonna be like all cocky and stuff, and she's gonna think that she has it all down, but she doesn't. You know.
Do you see her getting a robotic arm in her future?
If she's like her supposed dad.
Well, if you think about it, everybody from that family that's gone on to use the Force a whole lot and get into battles with lightsabers has gotten robotic parts. Like Anakin, Luke, Obi-Wan eventually dies, but he's not part of the family. He's like a godfather, I guess.
Yeah, but...
Rating?
4.95.
The reason why I gave it 4.5 is because of Han Solo. He died.
My son was so upset afterwards he wanted to go hunt down J.J. Abrams and kill him. Seriously.
I wouldn't say that. Like,
No, you can say that. I mean, it's not like...
I burst out crying.
Well, so did I, honestly. I cried like a little girl.
I didn't.
That's because you have no heart.
No, I know how to let stuff go.
Anyway, this has been the TheGreenlight.rocks movie review. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you liked it. And I'm going to try to figure out how to post this as my very first podcast now after I edit it together with our review of Star Wars Battlefront from earlier. Well, thank you very much, and I hope you have a good rest of your holidays, and Happy New Year's.
Bye.
I hope you all have a wonderful Star Wars filled Happy New Year's.